One thing that I've always been blown away by with your strategy is that it's very process driven. It really is like, when I think about your definition of winning, the whole idea of being relentless, of getting a result no matter what, which is precisely what I find so intoxicating about you, your ideas, your books, is you would count. So you're tasked with, I need to help Michael Jordan or Kobe or whoever do their thing better. You would count steps that they took, whether they jumped more off their left leg or their right leg. After having sat in the stadium during the game, you would then go home and watch the game again to do all this counting so that you could then put a regime together for the next day. Like, the thought of you doing this game after game is crazy, so that you could tailor the next day's workout to really balance them out. So if they'd overemphasize the left side, we're going to train the right side more. But that's such a, like, that to me, when people really understand how obsessive you have to be to do that night after night, week after week, month after month, like season after season, that really defines what it takes to be so good at what you do that you get the results. Talk to me about that idea of process and just getting sort of that good at what you do.
Well, to me, everyone talks about the process. They say you got to love the process. You got to love the process. I agree with that, but I also kind of disagree with that, because to me, you have to do the process. The process is non-negotiable. It's just, you have to do it. All right. So if you have to do something, I don't have highs about it or lows about it. I know it has to get done. And if I let my emotions get involved in it, all right, it's not going to get done to its best abilities. So if people say you got to love the process, and then something comes in the process that you don't really love, because there's no way everybody loves 100% of any process. We look at this beautiful setup that we have here that we're looking at. To set all this up is a very tedious process, and how meticulous it has to be. And nobody's here whistling and saying, oh, this is wonderful to do. Let me see how all the lights are. But you have to do it. You have to do it. You take the emotions out of it and you do it. The process is a non-negotiable thing. All right. The end result is not always there. That win isn't always there. You can go through the whole process and somebody didn't be as meticulous as you, and they may get that win. Because winning has no loyalty to any of us. People that don't work as hard, they end up getting that win. People that aren't as qualified for the job, they end up getting that win. Do you stop the process? No. You continue to get more maniacal with the process over and over and over again. And part of the process that's so important, and I talk about this in the winning thing, is there's so much information that's out there. When individuals start to do the process, they get in this mind frame of what to think. Because somebody else is saying, this is how the process is supposed to be done. These are the steps that you have to take in each process. And they lose their ability on how to think. No one told me to count Michael's steps. No one told me to say, hey, when he's working out, only do 8 reps on this side and do 2 reps on this side. There was no books out there. I mean, this was way before Fitbit and all that other stuff, but I needed to know in order to effectively do the process correctly. If I'm going to go through it, I might as well do it the best of my ability and do it right. So I'm going to go through these steps. These are necessary in order for my client and for myself to know I'm going through the process the way it should be gone through, the way I want it to go through, so I can get that end result. The process is non-negotiable. It's just like, you have to do it. I don't care what you do. A lot of routines in the morning that people go through, it's a process. It's a process to get you either closer to winning or farther.